block this week is called I Don't Think It's a Puppy, which is a good thing because puppies aren't for Christmas. So I've got my present colour, my bobble colour, my bow colour and my background and edging colour. So I've got the usual hook, scissors and stitch marker. Let's make some bobbles. This block starts in the same way as Give It a Shake last week. So I'm starting with a chain of 22 and I'm going to treble crochet into the 4th chain from the hook. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. And as before, this counts as 2 treble crochet. And then I'm going to make 18 more treble crochet along my foundation chain. So I have 20 treble crochet in all, including my 2 turning chains, which count as my first stitch. For row 2, I'm going to start with a chain and then turn. And I'm going to make 1 double crochet in the first 2 stitches. So that's 1, 2, but I'm not going to finish this second stitch this time. I'm going to join the new colour. So I'll show you that again. I've made 1 double crochet, but I'm going to join the new colour in the second double crochet. So I'm going to pull up the loop, but instead of doing a yarn over and pulling the hook through in the usual way, I'm going to add my bobble colour. So I'm going to make a loop, pop it onto the hook and pull it through. So my bobble colour has completed this double crochet stitch and I'm now ready to use the bobble colour. And I'm going to bring the tail of the bobble colour and my yarn from the ball to the front. I'm just going to trap those under my thumb because I don't want to work over those at the moment. I just want them out of the way. So now it's time to make the bobble. And don't be put off by the pattern. It looks like a lot of instructions to make the bobble, but it's actually fairly simple. So I'm going to yarn over, insert my hook into the next stitch and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. So I have 2 loops on my hook. And I'm going to do that again. So yarn over and into the same stitch and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. So now I have 3 loops on my hook. And again, yarn over in the same stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. So now I have 4 loops on my hook. And then once more, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. So now I have 5 loops on my hook. And now I'm going to use this background colour, pull it across the stitches, over the hook, and pull through all 5 loops on the hook. Now I can drop this bobble colour to the back and I'm going to carry on working with the background colour. And I'm going to make 5 double crochets and change back to the bobble colour in the 5th double crochet. So I'm going to make my first double crochet and I'm trapping the bobble yarn inside the stitch. So the bobble yarn is going to run along the top of the stitches and be trapped inside my double crochet stitches. So there is my first stitch and my second, and I'm trapping this yarn inside the stitches, and that's 3, 4, and I'm going to change back to the bobble colour in this 5th double crochet. So I'm going to pull up a loop, and instead of finishing this stitch with the green, I'm going to pull through a loop of the pink. So now my 5th double crochet stitch is complete, and I'm ready to make my next bobble with the pink. So I'm going to bring the background colour forwards, and now I'm going to make the bobble. So I'll show you how to make the bobble again. So that's yarn over, into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. And again. So now we have 3 loops on the hook. And again. So we have 4 loops on the hook. And again. So we have 5 loops on the hook. Now I'm going to drop the pink, bring the green across, over the hook from behind, and pull through all 5 loops on the hook. And now I'm going to repeat. So that's 5 double crochet stitches and a bobble until 5 stitches remain. Don't forget to trap your yarn inside your stitches. That's 4. Bring the green to the front, change to pink, and by bringing the yarn forward like this, it's in the right place to complete your bobble, but also it's going to stop the yarns twisting together. There won't be any twisting if you bring your yarn forwards like this. So another bobble. And finish with the green. And now I have 5 double crochet stitches left, and I'm going to carry the pink yarn along to the end of the row. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is what the back looks like. And if we flip it over, this is what it looks like on the front. The little bobbles will pop out on the front of your square. Row 3 is a treble crochet row, so I'm going to start with 2 chains. This counts as my first treble crochet, and I'm going to turn. So I now have the pink yarn, the bobble colour, at the back of my square, and I'm going to make treble crochet all the way along the row, so 19 more treble crochet, and I'm going to trap this pink yarn inside the stitches. It's called carrying the yarn. So this is my first stitch. 2 chains count as a stitch, so I'm going to ignore this first stitch, and this is just the same as we've done with other treble crochet rows. So I'm going to make my first stitch in the next stitch along, and I've caught that pink yarn inside it. And then I'm just going to make 18 more. So I have 20 in total. So that's my first 5 stitches in the green double crochet stitches. And then my 6th stitch is going to be into the top of the bobble. And if you look at the stitches from above, you can see the V's of the stitches, and the bobbles look just the same from above. So it's just a V, the same as the other stitches. So I'm just going to make my next stitch into the top of that V shape. And then just continue all the way along the row, trapping that yarn inside the stitches. So that's my 20th treble crochet stitch. So this is the right side. And we're going to do another bobble row now. So I'm going to chain 1, and this doesn't count as a stitch. And I'm going to turn, and this time I've got the pink yarn in front because it's on the wrong side. So we're carrying the yarn up each row on the wrong side. So I'm going to start this row this time with 5 double crochet, and I'm going to change to pink in the 5th double crochet. So I'm going to trap this yarn, pink yarn, in my stitches. So that's 1. And the yarn is carried neatly on the back, so you can't see it on the front of the block. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to change to pink and make another bobble in this stitch. So green yarn to the front, and then a bobble in the next stitch. And now 5 double crochet and a bobble, and I'm going to repeat this time until 2 stitches remain. So that's my last 2 double crochet in the 2 remaining stitches, and then we have a treble crochet row again. So row, I've lost count, 1, 2, 3, 4, so row 5. So I'm going to chain 2 and then 1 treble crochet in each stitch across, so you have 20 in total, including your 2 chains at the start. And I'm still trapping that pink yarn inside my stitches. That's row 5 complete. So now I have my bobbles sticking out on the front and my yarn hidden at the back. And you're now going to repeat rows 2 to 5 twice more. You will have 6 rows of bobbles and you are going to finish with a treble crochet row. This is my last row, so I've repeated rows 2 to 5 twice more, and this time I'm going to fasten off, so I can snip that yarn, pull through a loop and fasten off. And I also cut the pink yarn when I reach the end of my last row of bobbles. So now I've got 6 rows of bobbles and I've ended with a treble crochet row on the right side. Now we're not going to turn this time. We are going to join the bow colour at the start of this row with this side facing. But once the bow colour is joined, the bow rows, the background colour rows and the edging rows are all done in exactly the same way as week 2, Give It a Shake. You just need to remember that each treble crochet row will have 2 stitches at the end of it, 2 edging stitches. And every double crochet row, so that's the bobble rows, will have 1 double crochet stitch at the end of it. So I'll show you how to join the bow colour on the right side. So I've got a loop of the bow colour. I'm going to insert my hook under both loops of the second chain of this starting 2 chain. So this is the turning chain at the beginning of the row. It's what counts as the first treble crochet. So I'm just going to put my hook under both loops and then pull through a loop of the bow colour, and I'm now ready to start working row 1 of the bow. So that's a chain 1, doesn't count as a stitch, and then 1 double crochet under both of those loops, and then you just carry on as you usually would. So that's 10 double crochet, 20 chains, 10 double crochet, and I'm just going to carry on. And if you need a little reminder, then you can watch the week 2 video, Give It a Shake, again, just as a refresher, but it's exactly the same as we did for that block. Ta-da! I've added the bow, the 2 background rows and the 3 edging rounds. And the written pattern will tell you the other colour combinations you need to use for the rest of the blocks this week. Have fun making this week, and I'll see you next time for week 4.